Right there we have a plate of thoroughly pulverized chicken wings. I've got my Lycan Shepherd's Toki and K-bar here, along with my Blue Bay Shepherd Kurgan. They're just in the kennel for filming purposes while I feed the puppies. They live in the house, everybody does. I've just shot another video showing how I mash these chicken wings. This is going to be my dog's first exposure to eating chicken with bone. They've had some ground chicken before this. I did shoot a video showing how I did pulverize that. I'll attach that to the end of this video. Hey, there you go. Again, we did not sever it up into little pieces because we're teaching these puppies to chew their food. You know, that's something that kibble-fed dogs have a lot of problems with because they don't have to chew their food when eating kibble. He doesn't realize there's another tray of food over there behind him. You know, if your dogs don't learn to chew up the bones properly, they will regurgitate the food. It's important to teach your dogs how to chew, as chewing is the first stage of digestion. And that's what we like to see, is them chewing with their rear molars like that. You don't have to worry about chicken bones with dogs as long as the bones are raw. It's cooking the bone that makes them dangerous. It changes the consistency of the bone and makes it brittle and indigestible and prone to both perforations and obstructions of the bowel. Raw bones won't do that, but again, you want to make sure that they're chewing them up adequately. So it was fun watching them experience new foods. It's always good to expose your dogs to lots of new foods when they're young. It keeps them from being picky when they're older. I mean, there are some dogs like my Ulu who will inhale anything you put in front of them, but you know, there are other dogs like people who are a little more selective. And by exposing them to a lot of new foods when they're young, you open up the repertoire, so to speak, of what they'll eat. These guys are 44 days old today. Got a whole plate of food here, but he'd rather take Baloo's. There's even a piece by his foot there. Just like kids, they all want the same toy. If you're feeding this to a toy breed, all I would do different is I would just separate all that chicken skin up into more pieces so you're not forcing them to chew through it as much, but we feed our Yorkies the same way. You know, we just cut it all up and mince it. You can see, even though that bone's minced up, you can still hear him chewing it. I always laugh when I see some of these new raw feeding videos that have popped up on YouTube where people serve these giant 7-course meals full of all different kind of stuff in the same meal. That's ridiculous, and it scares away a lot of people who are new to feeding raw. You know, what's important is that over time the dogs are getting a balanced diet. You don't have to go to that ridiculous effort every meal and provide them so many different things. Again, you're kind of doing a disservice to the new people who are watching raw feeding videos trying to learn about how to do it, because you're making it ridiculously complicated for them. And I say that as somebody who's fed raw for over 20 years. I've got 8 years worth of videos on YouTube showing me feeding raw, and 8 years worth of raising dogs, various dogs, on a raw diet, to show that what I'm doing is very beneficial. Again, you don't need to go to these ridiculous efforts to provide all that stuff in one meal. It's not how they eat in the wild either. It's good to give them a variety of things, but you spread that out through several meals throughout the week. But as I always say, don't take my word for it. I'm just some guy on YouTube. While I do have, you know, over 30 years experience working with dogs, 2 decades as an animal warden, 2 decades feeding raw, I'm not one of these people who acts like some kind of self-appointed expert regarding these things online. I tell you what my experience is, I show you what I'm doing, and I tell you to go research it so you can see if there's validity in what I say and make your own decision. And you should be doing that with all the information that you see online. You can see these guys are doing very well with their first exposure to wings with bones. Now here later in the week, I'll be giving them some chicken wings that haven't been minced like this, just to let them chew on them and work on them. And as they start getting them down lower to where they can gulp down a big piece, I'll just take it away. And again, that's all part of teaching them how to chew their food adequately. Baloo's over getting a drink. Here comes Sep to get one too. There's like, is something going on over here? Somebody getting some special food? Boy. They're both getting so cute. Goofball. I love the dark circles that Baloo has around his eyes. He has a darker blue ring around his eyes of fur. They give them kind of a unique look. She got a bunch of mom's hair stuck to that. I was just brushing her out here a little bit ago. It's alright, it's a good source of fiber. Do a toke man. Well, I think they're done with that. I'm going to let Mom out to clean it up. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell down below. You'll get email notifications when our new videos come out. Check out our merch store. Lots of cool merch. It's a good way to support the channel and get something cool in return. Thanks. I'm out here in the family gym. Got my son Max here helping me. I'm going to show you how to prepare raw food for little puppies and toy breeds. This is what I do with my pups when I'm first introducing them to raw chicken. Start with this drummy here, and what I'm going to do is use this meat mallet and basically pulverize the bone in there. And then I take this cleaver here and okay, so that's one done. There's a wing. And we're going to use a meat mallet to pulverize it. And again, we just take a cleaver. And mince everything up. The idea is to just pulverize and mash it. We're not trying to dice it all up into little pieces. We just want the bone all crushed in it. You know, that will allow them to give them something still to chew on and chew through. And I'm just showing this so you can see how easy it is. Again, you know, when I tell people I use a meat mallet and a cleaver to do this, you know, they don't sometimes understand, and so I'm explaining that. Now you can use a food processor or something to do this too. Well, you get the idea. And then I'm going to, in another video, show me feeding that to my puppies. But again, that's how we process food for both my toy Yorkies and also my puppies. I hope you enjoyed getting a chance to see that. Bye from myself, my son Max. Check out our merch store. Bye. Thanks for watching. Check out our merch store down below.